Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another episode of the Daily Bone Podcast, where we discuss all things crypto market. That includes the majors like Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, Trump, Melania, Barron, Eric, all the families in there. We're also going to talk about coins and NFTs. Today, we're going to discuss all the news surrounding yesterday's inauguration, what the trenches look like, what we got in terms of executive orders or lack thereof. We're going to talk about the future of the SEC as Gary Gensler is officially out. And we're going to talk about all the exchange issues with Solana, namely Coinbase. Are they running out of tokens? What is going on? Are they fudding the bag? We're going to figure it out. We're going to dive in deep. Easy, Clemente. How you guys doing today? How you feeling? Clemente, we were in the trenches yesterday. We were going hard. We had a nice little time. We were locked in. How you feeling?
I'm doing well. Man. It was good being in the trenches again. I felt good. I was, I think I lost money, but overall it was a fun time, at least for a little while. And then I woke up to a Zach XBT token running to $90 million overnight, which is absolutely wild. But it was at like 2 a.m. So I think it would have, if I had been awake for that, it would have basically taken up my entire night. And there's costs associated with that, is what I'm telling myself to feel better about missing it. So, yeah, but you did well, Ray, right? In the trenches last night.
Yeah, I was locked in. I gave a little bit back. I didn't cash out all the way at the top, but we had a nice little run. I streamed in the Bodagos Discord probably from like 11:30 till like almost 3, I'd say. Hit some big cooks on the inauguration, namely Melania with hat. Got in that like immediately when it launched, because we were all like in their chat and we're like, oh damn, this is definitely gonna be a meme. So we were just like eyes on. Hit the BullX quick buy, nice little feature there for $500, cashed out 8K. Would have been, my bag was 100 SOL at the peak, and I wrote it all the way down. That 100 SOL is now worth, I think, less than 1. So cashed out a little bit on the way up. Could have been much more, but still a good time. Had some other wins in there. Had a great time with everybody. At one point, I got so locked in and my Discord was bugged that I was just narrating what was happening with no other input from everybody, apparently talking over Clemente and Carpenter in there. I'm sure that was a fun experience for all the Bodoggers, but we had a lot of fun yesterday. It was a good time.
It was basically like, the way I would explain it was, you're looking for viral moments that happened. Like we saw Melania wearing the dumb hat. We saw Zuckerberg looking at these girls' boobs. And from there, you just scan for tickers that are funny about it. There's auto pump fund scanners. There's auto pump fund bots that basically are scanning for something, and they'll just basically, with no creativity, just create something based off of the news, which usually don't do very well. But then there's the other one that like people creatively do something, like Zuckerberg looking at this girl's boobs. There was like like Mark or whatever, and none of those stuck until there was one called Zucker Boob that was launched like an hour later that ran to a couple million. And Melania, for example, Melania with the hat, it was like Melania Trump, and then there was Melania with hat, and that was the one that stuck. So I think for people listening, and you're able to capitalize, you see a viral moment, you can kind of look for what, find memes to look for and find what's funny, and you can hopefully make some money off of those. But yeah, it was fun.
Yeah, good time. Pio, were you in the trenches at all yesterday? I know you're the new meme coin master. How'd you play yesterday?
You mocking me, right?
No, I'm just properly assigning you the title.
Dude, I come on this show and Clemente's like, and like Clemente's trying to be like so dead ass serious. Yo, Clemente, dude, like you're not serious, bro. You're not. It's not that serious, dude. I think that the mimetic value of this, dude, it's just random ass tickers, man. It's random.
Dude, this guy loses 20K on Trump and doesn't know how to act. He's just pissed.
So I wrote a list of things I want to talk about today.
I wrote a call sheet, Pio.
Oh, did you? Look at this guy. Look at this guy. I know. So Peg Samuel is one of my MicroStrategy bros. She's a woman, but she's one of my MicroStrategy bros. It's a little bit of it's like a playoff game. It's a playoff game for MicroStrategy this week. The premiums are stupid. They're literally stupid. But we're not going to talk about that because people get so fired up because they're like, it's an equity. I hate equities. No equities. I prepared a list of questions.
You have to pay taxes on equities, Pio. We don't like that.
What's Clemente laughing about, dude?
Equities are gay.
Oh, okay. All right. Okay. That's good. That's good. That's friendly. That's gonna. I love how that joke flies given the demographic of crypto. It's kind of wild when you think about it. I was thinking about that the other day. Pretty crazy. Well, what's on the call sheet?
I don't know. Probably the same stuff you want to talk about. What do you want to talk about today, PO? I'd love to hear it.
I prepared a list of questions mostly for Easy, but actually everything that is a question for Easy, I also want Ray's opinion. And quite frankly, I want Clemente's opinion as well. Talk to me about so they all do have to do with assets that I own, but I figure a lot of people in the crowd have similar assets and they're
Fuck it, let's talk my bag. All right, honestly, that's what we're gonna do for the next hour.
So
let's hear the bag.
Talk to me about providing liquidity for Trump right now. Talk to me about providing liquidity for Pengu right now. Talk to me about the Ross token versus the Trump token, because I tweeted out that I believe that when Trump pardons Ross or whatever you call it, commutes his sentence, whatever, which is 100% going to happen. It's 88% on Polymarket right now, ladies and gentlemen. So
it hit 92% last night.
It's going to happen. So if there's a question mark in your head of whether it's going to happen, you got to figure out that it's going to happen. Because
on that though, like that's the first 100 days, right?
Okay,
that's not today, but yeah, I agree it's going to happen. I just want to make sure everyone's like not saying like, okay, you're saying it's going to happen today, 100%.
Yeah, well, I actually do think sure, not 100% today, but I actually do think it's going to happen this week. But that's just my opinion. It's 100% going to happen. And then another question is, what is the risk associated with staking all of my Solana? Does staking in multiple validators reduce my risk, etc.? And then lastly, let's talk about just Hyperliquid as an asset and how to acquire it easily in general. It seems to be one of the most interesting assets out there.
Okay, so we have LP, we have staking Solana, and Hyperliquid.
Dude, everyone's commenting on the
Trump.
ceiling in this fucking rental. It's some loft. First of all, I'm not staying in this rental after NFT Paris. This place is not worth it at all. But I don't know.
Why is it not worth it?
Because like, dude, the fucking, it's just janky. Some of the shit in Miami is just kind of janky.
I mean, yeah, 100%. You're paying for a view, and they definitely cut corners. Dude, it's Florida. Like, they don't give a shit about shit.
I'm sleeping in the other bed versus the first one now, because the first bed's mattress is a joke. It's like, it's not a mattress. I'm like, dude, how do you have this big ass room? You put the second smallest mattress size. You put a full mattress, and the thing, it's the most mushy mattress ever. You could use your fucking index finger and push the thing 70% of the way down. I was not sleeping well the first like 4 nights. But anyway, that's beyond the point. Let's go.
We got a commenter here. Win, lose, or rug. GM. First stream is a Bodoggo. Nothing major. Just saying.
Gotta give a special shout out.
Yeah, shout out there, and also just get out and stop watching.
Right, you can't dunk on.
Leave the fucking show, floor the goddamn dog, and go do something else with your time.
Hit a weather report, guys, and then we can get into it.
All right, Clemente, you want the weather report today?
Yeah, he does.
He's smiling. He wants it. He's gonna do it. I think you might be muted, Clemente.
I know.
Oh,
I was pulling up. I'm freaking ready to go. I'm so freaking ready for this. And check this out, Ray. You know I'm locked in because
you're gonna hit the right button.
God. Okay, it's this one. Here we go.
0 for 2.
Bottom right.
Boom! Welcome to Tuesday, January 21st. We got a freaking crazy-ass weather report to bring you. Looking over at the crypto roundup, the majors are down slightly on the day with Bitcoin under 105 United States dollars, Ethereum at 3,300, and Solana at 241. The leading top 100 coin was AI16Z, which is up 12%. Shaw Makes Magic is back in action and more in love with Eliza than ever before. Over the past 24 hours, Trump was inaugurated and failed to sign any day one crypto executive orders. People were anticipating it, and it didn't happen. The World Liberty Financial DeFi protocol, which is by the Trump team, purchased $47 million worth of Bitcoin, Ethereum, and $4.7 million worth of Aave, Ina, Link, and TRX. If you're wondering where your hard-earned Solana went to, it went to a bunch of random-ass altcoins no one ever uses. Next story, we got Gary Gensler officially retiring from his position at the SEC. And we got Crypto Friend Chairman Mark Ujeda appointed as the acting SEC chair. And finally, crypto sleuth and investigator Zach XBT got paid last night as he received 50% of the supply of a meme coin in his name. He put his position in a one-sided LP, which sold out as the token ran to a $90 million market cap. He withdrew almost $4 million worth of Solana from his position. This caused the token to dump. It's currently at a $7 million market cap. Congratulations to Zach XBT making a bag. That's all for the weather report, Raymond. It's back over to you in the studio.
Excellent weather report as always, Clemente, and I appreciate all the added color you added to that to make the listeners even more educated. Excellent work there. We've got a lot to talk about today, but why don't we start off with one of Pio's questions? Easy. I know you've made videos about LPs before and the risks associated. Pio, are you more looking like how to LP or more like wondering like what the play is in terms of like what sort of LP you should be opening and like what price action to expect on these coins?
Yeah, I mean, like we can specifically talk about Trump coin. I think a lot of people probably have it, and this probably applies to a lot of people. It's a pretty big crypto story right now. Is the Trump coin? It's only been out for about 96 hours at this point, and a lot of. But I think it sends once Ross gets pardoned. That's where I'm at with it. Is I think that makes it send any sort of crypto reference from Trump. I think it makes it send, and it's kind of been bottoming for like a day and a half at this time. So if people,
the bottom was in last night.
And what was the number on that?
It got all the way down to, let me see, because I have this massive liquidity pool open. Dipped all the way down to $30.40.
That feels bottomy. So yeah. So anyway, like why should I provide liquidity on this thing right now?
You can still make a ton of fees. Like while I slept last night, I made $1,200 while I was asleep.
So, and to set this up, what exactly am I doing?
So, I mean, I have a pretty big position, obviously. Like this is a 6-figure position right now, almost that's in this. But my thought is like pretty substantial that like I don't have to watch the chart and I can scale in and out of this. So what I did was the main thing here, Meteor.ag. It's where they launched the Trump token, so it's where most of the liquidity is going to be. You can see that there's been $1 billion in 24-hour volume still today, last 24 hours. $686 million in the USDC pair and another 41 mil in the Sol pair. So it comes down to like what you're heavier on. For this one, I have a bunch of USDC sitting, so I felt better about it, and I'm earning more of the fee. So you can see on transactions that use my pool,
is that
I get 1%.
Sol?
Yep. Yeah. Versus if you use a Sol pair, you're only getting 20%, 0.2%. So not even 20, not 20, 0.2%, 1/5 of the fee that I'm getting for a USDC pair. So you're actually getting a better rate on the fee on this. Bin step is how much the price moves. That gets a little bit confusing. The main thing here is the fees. And what you need to look for is how much 24-hour volume that pool is doing, because that's where most of the action is. So if you have a Sol pair, you got to go with this 0.2. If you have a USDC pair, you got to go with the 1%, wherever the most volume is. I went USDC, highest volume, and I set up what's called a bid-ask spread. So this spread right here. The reason being, it's a dumbbell strategy. So the lower it goes, the more I buy, and the higher it goes, the more I sell on the very end of that spectrum. I created two sides to it because I saw this tweet from Trader Main last night where even he was calling for the bottom. And because of that, I was like, all right, let's take a flyer on this. He basically says he sees it going down to this purple box, a low of about $26. And I got in right around that bottom of that red wick candle right there. He then has his targets between 45 and 55. So I set up this bid-ask spread to buy all the way down to $30 and sell all the way up to 47, with the majority of it being towards that 47 area. So if I wanted to create a new pool here, we can even start fresh. If I wanted to do like 100 Trump, 500 USDC, we can do a bid-ask spread. We can
so is that
looks better.
Wait, so like what's determining the amount of Trump you put in versus the amount of USDC?
You can determine it. You have complete control over that. So if you wanted to put in 10,000 USDC, you notice I have a way heavier buy side and way lower sell side. And I only have 50 Trump. You can determine how much you put in on each side.
So you're setting it up like this is a game plan if you want to acquire more Trump.
Yep, but if I had more Trump, then I can set it to sell more and not put any USDC in. And now I'm only selling on the way up. And what you can also do there is based on how high you think it goes. So if Trader Main's post at 55, we can put 55 as a max price. And now you see we sell a little bit of Trump up into the 40s. And once it breaks over 44, we start going way more aggressive with the majority of our bags selling between 50 and 55.
And the 37 on that min price is just what the price is right now?
Yep. That's at current price. So the liquidity pool will start right now.
And the fees, so and what's the fee earning look like with a setup like this?
It really depends because as you get higher on here, you're earning more fees because you're doing more volume. So you're going to earn the majority of your fees later, like in this upper end versus now. So the reason I even earned that 1200 on my set pair here was because I was all the way on the left side buying here because I was getting my buys in on this heavy volume where you can see I'm spending $5,000 every like 30 cents.
Nice. And you plan that?
Yeah, that was what I intended to. I wanted to basically be buying the lows. If you look at my screenshot, this balance that's now 93K, if you look at the screenshot I had last night, it was 87K last night. So it appreciated $6,000 and I have $1,200 in fees. So while I slept, about $7,000 and gained value.
The fees are paid out in USDC?
So half USDC, half Trump.
Makes sense. Makes sense.
So you're getting both because it depends what people are swapping. So if they're selling their Trump, you're earning some of that. If they're buying Trump, you're earning some of the USDC. And the thing I like about this is because it's on Meteora and the way that their pools work, everything routes through these same pools. You're not standalone and like fighting for volume. Because Moonshot is swapping with this, because Slingshot, because Jupiter, they're all routing through Meteora since that's where the main liquidity pool is.
BullX
You're
too?
capturing retail volume. Yeah, BullX too. Everything's routing through Meteora. So you're actually capturing that retail volume. Obviously, like Robinhood, Coinbase, Binance are not because those are exchanges. But every on-chain action is hitting that. So like anyone who's buying on Moonshot, which the Trump site links to, on the back end is using this.
If you want to hold the asset, though, which with Trump, I think a lot of people are trading this asset, but let's say it was Pengu, which I'd imagine a lot of people are more interested in holding, at least I am. Is this isn't as effective because you're going to sell the thing, right?
Yeah, you're going to end up selling it. So that's the thing is like if you have a set sell target, then you can do the same idea. Like for Pengu, if I wanted to sell it on a 200% move, we can put 50 Sol in and I don't know how much Pengu that is. There we go. 1 million Pengu. If I would think it's going to go up 50%, you can see that like I'm trying to capture the majority of the move in the last 25%. So you can still set, if I think it goes up 150%, I can set that. And like I can, so now what's going to happen is I'm going to scale out of this position slowly right now, like real low. But as soon as we start breaking above like a 70% move, it starts scaling out more aggressively.
And you're going to earn an ass load of fees in theory on that?
You could, yeah. It's a pretty big spread, so you won't earn a ton. But like for this to go up 150%, you're probably going to be in range for a while. So like you're kind of just hanging out while it's earning fees, and you don't have to think about the position. The risk obviously is like Pengu tanks, but you're not buying Pengu with this. It's one-sided. So like if Pengu goes down, you don't earn fees if it goes too low because you're out of this range. So you would need it to come back to that range. But you can always withdraw and rebalance a position. Like that takes a little bit of manual effort. But if you think Pengu's bottomed, doing something like this lets you just kind of like forget about it. And as soon as it goes up 150%, you'll be sitting fully in a Solana pair where your balance is 100% Sol here.
Okay, and there's no, what's the risk? It's just that you're not collecting fees anymore, or are you risking the Pengu?
No, in this case, your Pengu just sells when it gets to the, if it goes up 150%. So like $5 billion market cap, you'd be totally out.
Okay, got it.
Worst case is you just have Pengu, which you already have.
And let's just look at the fees real quick, one more time.
This is, it's not, so that's the issue since it's only about 5 million a day. Fees are pretty low. So you're earning about a little less than 1% a day.
What about the USDC pair?
That's even less.
So the Pengu Sol pair is the best?
And I think it's pretty good. I mean, volume's higher on USDC because people like to swap into stables, which is fine. But then you have to remember, like, if Sol pumps alongside this and you're stuck 100% USDC, you've now missed that Sol run too.
Yep. That makes sense.
So
Lord Swifty's bringing this up. Go ahead, Ray.
I was gonna say, if you're someone who believes in the asset, like the LP may not be the strategy for you. I made this same play on Trump into the volume early on day one where I LP'd and ended up exiting my position ahead of the giga pump. I even had like what I thought was a bullish like upper price bound of $30 billion market cap starting from like 4 on my LP, and I sold out of Trump way too early. Still, I left the 2x on the table.
The issue with me though, dude, is like you look at this and people are like, if I LP'd, I would have. If I didn't LP, I would have made much more. You're not going to sell the top every time. So it's like, yeah, you make that argument. I did the math. Someone was like, when I first LP'd day one, they were like, how much more would you have made? I did the math. I would have made like another $2,100. I ended up making $6,000 on fees. So like I made more. It just depends on how you structure that LP. Like that's the bigger thing here. And you're not going to sell the top. What this does is let you DCA out. So you're constantly selling. Like if you open up this wallet and connect it on Bird's Eye, which will show your buys and sells, you are just painting a chart. Like you have sell markers all over it because the LP fee is constantly selling.
Can't you just, and Ray, I get what you're saying, but can't you just set a dumb bullish scenario? Like let's say I had a 7-month strategy, 8-month strategy for Pengu, right? Which is, I wouldn't do that for Trump necessarily. I wouldn't, but let's say I'm dumb bullish on Pengu over the next 8, 9, 10 months. Couldn't I just set a ridiculous 500% gain setup? Or is that just going to cook my
fees? It's going to cook your fees though, because you're not going to have much liquidity.
You won't earn shit until it's up like 200%. Like you're better. The thing is like, depending on size too, sometimes you can set up different like triages where it's different tiers. So you have multiple pools. This gets like really complicated. Like if like the people that I do a lot of like intense DeFi stuff with, they do all kinds of crazy shit. They'll have like a bid-ask spread and a curve spread. And curve is like much closer to the middle ground. So if we did like 1,000 Trump, 5,000 USDC, you notice that now I'm selling more closer to the current price. They'll do like a couple different pairs to try to just maximize fees. But like you can get crazy with it. I just personally would not be risking a 500% move. I would just hold the main asset and wait for it to pump and then exit through that way.
Fair. Understood. Nick, you are muted. We cannot hear you, Nick. Say some stuff. Cannot hear you, buddy.
Oh, smoked. Literally so smoked. Yep, can't hear you. Yeah, cool shit.
You know sign language.
Now we get a mime, Nick.
I really like his shirt today.
That's a crazy shirt.
He's
That's
getting some new
I
shit.
really
Grand
like his
Theft Auto
shirt.
Vice City, man.
It's
Yeah,
like-
like
it's
this
like
dude
Groundhog
looks.
Day.
He looks like Trevor from GTA 5, the redneck guy.
I see Fear and
Really?
Loathing Las Vegas too. You got the glasses shirt.
Ooh,
combo.
yup, that's a good one. That's a good
Scarface.
one.
Nope.
Yeah,
It's like
that is a
Groundhog
good
Day.
one.
Every day Nick
Yeah.
wakes up, he's got the same thing going on. He forgets how to use all of his technology. It's like
Sleeps in, forgets to use the mic.
for those watching, I think Nick is flipping me off, yelling at me, and firing at me at the same time right now, and he's gone.
All right, well, there you go. Wait, so I'll real quick, Alfalfa saying I got to register in Discord. My number one thing that I hate to do is register in Discord for different things. So I guess I should do that for Pengu or some shit. I hate doing that. I absolutely hate doing that, but whatever. All right, well, anyway, you guys.
You just hate free money, PO. You hate free money. Literally just go to the Discord, take 3 minutes to verify, get the Pengu whale roll, and boom, you print an extra $10,000.
I don't know if that's true, but I hate doing it. But regardless, real quick. So talk to me about Ross token versus Trump token.
So
Ross token's older, like plain and simple. If we want to pull up real quick,
How
the
about
issue
now?
is there's actually.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you sound good now, Ked. You sound good, Ked. All right, so there's Ross and then there's free Ross. So like, or Ross coin and Ross. I fucking hate that there's two of them. I think it's so dumb. But this is the world that we live in. This chart is like one of the most absurd charts. Like, I'm gonna share my screen real quick.
What
too,
time did
just,
this come out? What's up with all these things launching at midnight, dude?
The Ross coin came out in May of 2024.
Perfect.
Why'd the drop at midnight? It was actually at right around, well, yeah, I guess it was 4 a.m. May
Look at
26th.
how volatile this fucking chart. Holy shit.
Now it is, bro. You could have bought this for 80K for like 9 months. I think I actually shared this in our Discord at like 4 to 5 mil and said when this guy gets free, this sends. I have to find the post. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I did and said that I liked it. This one though is
What
like
does that sound?
Easy, mute your
I
tab.
just muted it. It was my BullX tab beeping because I get a bunch of copy wallets.
Yeah, so
Aping
when
the
you
Bonk ETF.
if you have BullX, you get that feature. You get notified whenever a smart wallet you track buys something. And if you don't have
Whoa.
BullX, what are you doing? Sign up at bodogos.com/BullX to get BullX Neo and all these tools.
Oh, I didn't know you could do that.
didn't
Real
Hell
quick,
yeah.
I just want to say W posted, Ross did tweet that none of these coins are official. I think he's probably going to launch his own coin once he's out. There's no way he launches his own coin. 0%.
I agree.
Bitcoin ass motherfucker. The Bitcoin community would be appalled.
I think he
Yeah,
does.
he's a Bitcoin ass motherfucker. He would never launch a token.
I think he launches a
Being
token.
serious.
I don't think he does. I think he posts an address though. I think he posts a Solana address.
Real quick, this is speaking of launching tokens. Did you guys see the guy that did the prayer yesterday launch a token?
No, he didn't.
No,
launch
he
it.
did not launch it. He didn't launch it. Lorenzo Swell.
Someone else did. But
And then it got CTO'd, and then they gave him 50%. Then he one side LP'd it. Dude, this thing ran to 16 mil.
I was told not to make a video on this because it's too niche.
Don't make a video on this.
Yeah, it's pretty niche. It was Zach
That's pretty
XBT
niche.
one.
Apparently, everyone's in agreement.
What is the Zach XBT
He's
ticker
calling
at?
me. I didn't say don't make a video. I just said it
You
was
said
pretty-
don't do it.
Oh, you know what? Actually, I wasn't even talking about a video. I thought you were talking about buying the token. That's
No.
actually what I thought. So yeah, I don't think making a video is too niche. My bad. I thought you were saying we missed this one, like we missed this token, and I was like, dude,
No.
got it. Well, I didn't understand.
I thought this was an interesting opportunity to talk about because it's so ridiculous. That guy's been going
video.
viral.
You should have made a video on that. You still can.
No, it's too late now. I think
That's too late now. There's already been like 14 new tokens that have all gained mind share. His token's down to like 262K from 16 mil. That's the definition of yesterday's news.
Isn't the Zach XBT token basically dead at this point? I mean, it's at 5 million, which is pretty outrageous.
Yeah, it hit 90.
90 mil.
90 M's.
Basically, it was competitive with Choose Rich. You know what I'm saying?
Type shit.
Except Choose Rich launched in a way worse market.
True. All right, I'm gonna let Ray share. I'll be back in 2 seconds.
All right. So Peter, you're asking about Ross. I do think that it sends on a pardon. I do think Trump sends on a pardon of Ross or any crypto friendly news. The question is like, what is your long-term game plan on Trump? Like, are you selling into a news event today thinking that it might be like the final pump? Or do you think that there's like, are you like a more long-term holder? Because I know you normally like to hold your bags longer.
I know, and I would have liked that with this, but I don't trust them as far as I can throw them right now because of that Melania thing. And you know, it's actually really funny. The one thing I was thinking about, I was like, the bearish thing for this coin is that he dropped more NFTs over and over again and nuked the price of the NFTs and didn't give a shit. And I was like, that could happen with the coin again. Like, again, I was thinking about that on Saturday and Sunday, but I didn't, in no universe, did I think he would do it less than 48 hours after the first one. That was, I was like, this has at least a few weeks to run. So I was going to like, let it hit, 100, 150 and take massive gains out of it and have it just be a massive W. But I mean, dude, come on, man. Nobody thought that he was going to launch another one within 48 hours. That dude EB7 was over there dude, he was tweeting the same shit as me. He's like, I haven't sold $1 of this shit and I'm not going to before $100. And he had size in the thing. You know what I mean? And I get it. It was a no-brainer. Nobody saw the fucking kick from Trump of dropping Melania. That was so insane. So at this point, you have to trade any Trump family assets. I mean, you can hold them if you're a complete sicko psychopath and you'll probably be rewarded for it, but that ain't going to be easy. And I'm not built for that. I'm not built for holding Trump shit.
Yeah, I guess.
I don't think we get another Trump token from any of the family members. I think we're done.
Like
you have Flotus and POTUS. I don't think we get a Baron. I don't think we get any of the others.
like I look at Doge is like if Trump, like to me, has the potential to be the Doge of this cycle. Like if a couple things go right, like you could say like he enacts enough policy. Like what other meme coin is going to get the traction and attention like this cycle than Trump? Like obviously something new can emerge, but this just seems like an obvious front runner to get to that stage. I see Nick shaking his head already. Just no.
So there's a few things. I'd like to fade Nick on that take. And I'd also like to fade myself on what I just said. I think that those are both like those are valid strategies to fade. Like Nick definitively saying there's no shot. That's like a fadeable thing. The only mistake I think that Trump made is I would have moved the decimal point one more place. I think normies already probably think that they missed it because it's at $38. Could be wrong about that. It would be really nice if it was at $3.80 right now. That would be very, very good for the normie crowd.
Yeah, because the thesis is, oh, it could go to 100. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's like the bull case. And like, it is like, okay, well, this is the runner this cycle. This is the SHIB, the Doge. So like you have like just under a 2x to get to the market cap of Shiba. You have Doge being at 55, but then like the thing that competes against that is the unlocks and what happens with those unlocks. Like there could be like that's such an unknown that could swing either way. Like I think the default case is to like imagine they're selling those for profit. But like in a case where that doesn't happen and like that is something bullish, whether it's like burn, do something with the US, like there's so many other unknowns there that I have to imagine that like there is a bull case that this is the Doge of the cycle. That's a risky take. Yeah, it's very risky.
It's definitely risky, no question. It's got to flip SHIB, in my opinion. Like, what even is fucking SHIB? So it's got to flip it. And then, you know, Doge is obviously the big daddy that would be quite hard to flip, but possible. All I know is that Solana is just going to, it's going to send if Trump actually, yeah. I mean, look, I'm trying to figure out, like, how much does Trump's family actually care about the price of Trump? I have to think they care that it goes up because it benefits the shit out of them. But launching that second coin is crazy. And I already said, if the plan the whole time was to launch two coins, then they would have launched them at the same time. They would have never done it the way that they did it. But I don't know.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think that all makes perfect sense.
What are you buying? What's your target price? Where are you going? You going to flipping Bitcoin? Like where are you aiming for with this token?
I'm saying over the course of this year.
I'm not talking about you, Pio. I'm talking about Ray. Ray's over here thinking this is the best trade. I'm just trying to figure out, like, you don't think there will be another?
I think
token?
it goes back to $60. I don't think we get another Trump token.
Side to it. Like I think we all have the bearish takes. I think all the bearish takes have made their way onto the timeline. I'm just presenting the bullish takes and what could potentially happen. Like I think that this could the
all
FDV
right.
of, you know, I think it's possible that this flips Doge or becomes the Doge of the cycle and competes. I don't think that's a crazy take. That this is the biggest meme coin of the cycle. What's the biggest meme coin of the cycle right now if you have to pick one?
It ain't going to be one of these bullshit random ass AI things. Fartcoin is the only one out of all of those. Dude, when the crypto people were like, oh, skipped at 8 billion, you missed Trump, you know, buy the dip on like a random ass coin that doesn't have any significance to anybody in the entire world, no matter what. I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, literally, what are you talking about?
Like, this is the coin that onboarded normies. Like I was on Reddit last night and somebody had a post. They're like, hey, I'm new into crypto. I don't know what to do with this Solana. I tried to buy Trump, but it didn't work. The last time I was in crypto, I lost 2K on Doge 4 years ago. And he's like, what should I do? And they're like, what you should do is you should sell the top, panic again, come back in 4 years, and then buy the top of whatever meme coin is the new hot thing. Like, I think this coin, the distribution to normies, like the amount of attention it has, it's just the front runner to be the coin of the cycle. Like that's undeniable.
I have so many messages, especially DMs on Twitter from people asking about what they should be buying. A lot of them got onto BullX. It's their like first time trading. They were like, hey, thanks. The transaction went through and I couldn't get it to go through anywhere else. I think there's so many people that, to your point, Ray, are just getting in right now. They want to participate in this. It's literally the dumbest idea in terms of their overall strategy. Some guy like replied in my comments, bro, how, like, you know, what's your best take for like 2xing your money on 10K? and I just said buy Solana. What do you or Bitcoin for that matter? I mean, like, I don't understand why, but the reality is, I think a lot of these people, they do want to trade. That's the mindset that they have coming into it.
They want to
not yeah, they're not thinking, hey, give me the thing to like hold on to. If I say Bitcoin, they're bored. Like, they're like, what are you talking about? And basically, Solana is one of the few things that you can basically be like, yo, hold on to your Solana. And that's something that feels unique to them because they're not hearing that play, everywhere, essentially. Like, that's just not what they're hearing. And when I was asking still the people at the ball, they're like, what is the Solana thing that you're talking about? That's like normal people. That's like the date of somebody, and or some of the people that are just there, they don't know about Solana. And that I saw a tweet yesterday talking about this, which was essentially, and it was what my video was the morning after that event, was essentially exactly this, which is even the biggest investors did not make the Solana trade, and they still have not entered that market. And I think that there's an opportunity for people still to, in some ways, front run that trade. I understand we've surged significantly. Most of the people that listen to this show, if you bought, you're probably averaged below $50 at least, something like that. Or if you were like really fading us on that trade, sub $100. So like, if you bought in, that's probably where you were operating. The average person has no exposure to this. And a person who I'm close to, she was saying, I kept saying Solana. She went and bought Ripple. Like, that's literally.
She outperformed.
I said Solana 14 times, so they bought XRP.
She just bought XRP, literally.
Okay.
Like, just recently. I was like, I do think it goes up. Like, I was like, I like the trade. I like the thesis here of this flipping Ethereum because it does make sense. There's a lot of the average person is buying XRP.
Oh,
but
XRP's flipping that shit. No question. The question is, does Solana flip it too?
Dude, for whatever reason, people just want to buy XRP. That they don't give a shit about what it does, what's going on there, what crypto Twitter is talking about. Literally, no, like, doesn't matter. I think, I don't know. We've been discussing privately as we've been talking about like the video content over the past couple of days. Like, the audience of people that I have right now are people that are like, yo, I saw you at that crypto event. Like, to me, to them, I'm like the crypto news guy. That's like what they view me as. And the questions that I'm getting are the most authentic, genuine, a normie style questions, essentially, where they're saying, what do I buy next? Thanks for that tutorial. I don't know what to get. And so what I tell them is, sign up for my course. It's $99 a month. It's super accessible, man. You're going to be able to figure it out. Just hop on in. And then I use that money to sweep Bodoggos.
So anyway, so the thing about Solana and XRP, well, first of all, they buy XRP because they're familiar with it, and they bought it in 2017, and it's just something that's familiar to them, so it makes them warm and fuzzy inside. Keep in mind, the normies want to gamble. They don't want to get rich or like build wealth. It's just put it in, take it out, put it in, take it out. And most of them will lose
like
money.
6.
Okay. So anyway, what were we discussing right before that, Ray? What was the topic of conversation?
We're talking about LPing, and the next topic you wanted to discuss was staking Solana and the risks involved and what you should do.
If you diversify validators, that reduces your risk. Like if 25,
to some extent, yeah,
right? Because it's like not every validator is going to die, right?
What's up with the like your taxes on this whole situation? Like, you're accumulating all this stuff, but like you're paying tax on every entry and exit, right?
Sadly.
Yeah, every trade you make. Are you talking about like Solana, like staking Solana?
Yeah.
No. I was talking about the LPing situation where you're like, averaging in and averaging out, basically.
I think you
It's
just
income.
it's when you withdraw is a taxable event, right? You're not getting charged every
Yeah.
like block. Yeah, it's just the
Because you're
withdrawal.
essentially depositing. You're not the one making the transaction. It's being transacted through the smart contract. And then your withdrawal is the one that's the taxable event. It has a P&L card as well. So it'll give you all like what your profit loss is minus fees, minus everything else. Transaction costs, whole nine.
Someone filed for an ETF with Trump. So, wow, that's actually crazy. Rex Osprey has filed for an ETF that includes Trump, ETH. Or sorry. So, yeah, there's a Trump ETF, an ETH ETF, a Bitcoin ETF, a Solana ETF, an XRP ETF, a Bonk ETF, and a Doge ETF.
Bringing it up now.
I got a question here. Should we not have a course that we're charging US dollars for to take advantage of the normies that are in my DMs while people on this show benefit from it?
What do you mean? How we benefit from it?
I don't want to break that down right now.
After the show, we can talk about it. So yeah, this is the announcement right here. Look, this ain't BlackRock, but I would like to know. So hold on one second. So ladies and gentlemen, we're just talking about this ETF that just got filed for. Here we go. Just trying to get some details here. Rex shares. I want to get an idea of Rex's ETF hit rate.
Yeah, well, Pio brings it up. They're filing for multiple ETFs. These are all separate ETFs. They're not like a combined bucket, but it's Trump, ETH, Bitcoin, Sol, XRP, Bonk, and Doge.
What I would like, so I don't think this information is just going to be widely available. You'd have to talk to like a James Seifert or one of the industry guys, the guy Eric B from Bitwise or whatever. I'd like to understand how many of these ETFs Rex gets across the line, because I doubt it's BlackRock's hit rate, which is nearly 100%.
Trump's pumping on it though, back above $40.
Oh,
That's what we like to see.
Eric B posted on it, but he didn't give any context outside of just the filing and some additional.
I'm digging in here. This is what the team looks like. I don't know. Looks pretty good.
Remember when teams just had NFT PFPs?
Wait, go up. Wait, I want to see the top three guys. Greg King. I don't know, dude. I don't know. Yo, Kevin Gopal's wearing makeup. Kevin Gopal's legit got makeup on. He's bald. He's got that going for him. Scott's going bald, the COO. Greg King's got a full head of hair. I don't know about that guy. He looks like he took steroids at one time, but then stopped.
Yeah, I don't feel too good about this. No go.
All right. Well, anyway, so easy. Do you stake all your Solana?
My purchase post FTX crash, all of that is staked. Yeah.
Got it. And in one validator?
I use 3.
So you diversify your validator risk.
Yeah. Technically, like one of them's liquid staking. So it's staked to a platform. So like I have access to those funds if I want them. Like you can take out and loan against them. You can swap them for anything. Yeah, there's like ways to go about it and still leverage that capital. But the majority of it, I would say 75%, if not 80% of it is staked to 2 different validators.
Got it. Okay. Someone just texted me and Nick and said a guy that bought Trump at 18 cents just exited his entire position for $300 million. He's out.
That happened last night.
Oh, well,
yeah. Get with the times.
Yeah, here's the chart. I mean, we ran from 37 to just over 40 on the news, dumped back down to 39. We can filter for like crazy sales greater than 100K sales in that period. A lot. I mean, some big sales here. 1.9K Solana sale.
How much is that? That's 500 grand or something.
Yeah, close to 500 grand for that. Just a little under, somewhere between 4 and 5. Yeah, I mean it's wild to see the amount of sales over 100 Sol in the last.
Easy. What wasn't your entry $25 to $35?
I got in. I have the entry shared. It was my buy was $30.40.
That was last night.
Yeah, I opened up a bid ask pool. So
yeah,
I
no,
bought.
You set it up. I thought that was 25 to 35, but yeah.
No, that was the range Trader Main had posted. So instead of going all the way down to like the extreme he had, I did about 50%. Same with the upside. I'm fully out at $47 versus 55.
That's sweet.
So I'll have about a 60% return on it from buy to exit.
That's dope.
Yeah,
Well, I
like I'm
should have
content with
placed
that.
that trade.
Yeah, I mean it looks good. Like I put in some serious capital on it, like just shy of 6 figures. So I'd be pretty content if I can get 40, 50 grand out of it.
Trader Main with a great call here. So
when I saw him posting this, I was like, this guy, he charts really well, and I like a lot of his like positions on stuff. So when I saw this, I was like, all right, I will add more. My last buy was in the 40s. So like, let's just average down and cut that average spend in half. My average buy right now is about $36. So across the whole bag, it'll probably be closer to like a 30 to 40% gain when I exit, which I'm fine with. Like on size, that's fine. I'm not too picky. I don't care if it goes all the way back up. Like, and then I get fees. Like since the show started, I made another 200 on fees.
fuck yeah. So what's like, what do you think is the best opportunity for today? Is it just Trump?
It's kind of a loaded question. Like best opportunity, as crazy as it sounds, I know Thread Guy and Frank have this Dev Wars for AI thing. I want to tune into that because it's like every time they have devs on their show, the tokens run, and some of the products haven't launched tokens yet. So it's like I want to kind of just see who's on that, bookmark the ones who haven't launched tokens, and create a watch list for the ones that have, and then see which ones are gaining volume over time. And that's kind of where my head goes because I do think we get a rotation out of Trump after like the next couple of days. It's already kind of starting where stuff is bouncing and rebounding. And the second that we see some like positive catalysts, Ross Ulbricht getting freed, we do get confirmation on the strategic reserve, any hints at a tax situation, basically anything where he like doubles down that he's pro crypto, I think we'll see a rally.
What's so fun?
Kix just sent me a DM and he said, I charted it better than Trader Man. And he sent me this image. From yesterday. I just wanted to throw that in there. Sorry for detailing.
What do you think? Hold on, let me present.
Unicorn fart dust, Nick?
No.
Butthole coin.
What are we looking at with this Solana chart here? Is it am I you think I got this right here easy?
It does look right to me. Yeah. We're actually like in a quote like make or break area for me on Sol. This was what I had charted. There's a line here that I'm like very closely watching because I want to see us break over 241 and close this white line because that's previous tests here, the 3 tests that we got before breakdown. We've gotten 2 now on this. So I have like the 2 scenarios playing out. Break and hold. We go back to all-time highs by end of the month. Break and fail. We dip down to 210.
I'm going to bet on an upside move after these crypto things get passed.
When are they going to get passed, do you think?
I think we get 1 or 2 things across the line this week. I think the free Ross is easy as shit. I mean, that's just like sign
why does the free Ross have any impact on the price of Bitcoin?
People are obsessed with that, and that'll signal that Trump's actually going to keep the explicit.
The things that he stated, he's going to stand by what he promised. So if he frees Ross, then we probably get strategic Bitcoin reserve. We probably get pro-crypto legislation for taxes and businesses in the U.S. And in short, that basically is like, oh, if he's going to stand by that, there's a high likelihood he stands by the stuff that actually affects the economy.
I want to switch gears a little bit. While we're talking about the macro situation, did anyone see GCR's tweet last night? Where he's basically,
I did not like that tweet. Yeah,
so he's basically saying like, this isn't the time to be greedy. This is the time to take money off the table. So basically, he's replying to some people who like shared his like really bullish tweet from Feb 23, and people are saying like, okay, the time for greed is now. And then GCR basically comes back and says, it's not a great interpretation of the tweet. It's been 750 days since I tweeted to long Solana at $10 and Bitcoin bottomed at 16K. That was a time to full port and take max risk. It's been 250 days since I advocated to scale into high conviction tokens, Bitcoin Sol, others. Thesis was that Trump was greatly underpriced, but now 750 days out or 250 days out, if people didn't follow me in 2022, you should be less greedy, not more greedy. So are we seeing
the response tweet I saw to that? My favorite one was, Of course, GCR should be less greedy when he has $4 billion in a wallet. You with $1,500 need to be risk on right now. And I was like, yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
Yeah, he's probably thinking about things a little bit differently, having like basically everything he's dreamt of has manifested. People on meme coins should be greedy right now. It is a full tilt gamble, but at the end of the day, like you can obviously crush it with meme coins right now.
I don't
Yeah,
think that ever changes. Like as crazy as it sounds, I think like the paradigm shift from like pictures to meme coins are significantly more accessible. Even in a bear market, I compare it closer to sports gambling. Like that's literally what it is. You're betting on memetics, memes, virality, consistent viewership, scales. Like that's what I look at it as. And I do think GCR is right. Like what is the upside on Sol here? 2x? Like going full port right here, 2x, maybe 3x. To me,
Before I did that,
what'd you say?
I would do Bitcoin before I would just like.
So would I. But like, Shake, friend of the show, he had one of my favorite posts the other day where he shared this tweet. And real quick, where is this? Right here. He shared this tweet. And this was a tweet that I thought was like spot on. Started selling a lot of my remaining Sol. Story about the quoted tweet, which down here, he said, I'm going to buy Sol instead of a house. Remind me in 3 years, bitch. And he bought it at $14. So, like, it panned out beautifully. He took the deposit and full safety net that he had with his wife, put the remainder of their cash savings, and a couple weeks later, Sol dipped 40% again. So he's like, it was either going to go to zero or it had to be the bottom. Fast forward today, my wife's going to get a better house, paid in cash. Yeah. So he's like, I was planning to sell Sol.
Crypto people love paying in cash for the house because they don't.
Of course.
A lot of them don't trust themselves. Like Kix bought his house in cash
because you're gonna gamble away the rest.
In cash.
Yeah, dude, you're gonna keep clicking and gamble the rest.
You don't have a mortgage, right? I thought you had a mortgage.
No, I want to buy a house in cash. I'm saying that is appealing to me.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah. But he says here, this is like my favorite line. I was going to sell Sol at 400, but I'm risking a big drawdown just to get an extra 50% gain. And it doesn't make sense to me when we don't have a house or retirement fund. Because he full ported. Like he full ported the whole thing. So he's like, I'm going to sell earlier than planned, but I'm at peace with being an early seller. Top's not in, but I want to secure the family's future. He's spot on. Like in my opinion, he is spot on because he's made it. Like if you have capital right now that like effectively changes your life, is it really worth the 50% risk for a drawdown that could force you to be back in the trenches? I don't think so. Like I think a lot of people are thinking that like we still have 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 X's in upside when I just don't think we do. Like if you're not exposed right now, it becomes significantly more difficult to full port or take swings.
Yeah, I mean, everyone's saying to trade meme coins, but like, I think the meme coin trenches are getting harder, not easier for your.
I want to buy coins that are 3 to 5 mil that go to 10 to 15. That's it. Like those are way more interesting to me.
I mean, looking at Pump Fund stats, like we have like popped up on active addresses, but new addresses are continuing to drop on Pump Fund. We're continuing to see like the huge amount of tokens launched. Like the odds of hitting these are so slim, especially on like the runners. Like it everyone sees like the huge P&L profits for like those big swings, but like it's very, very, very hard to be profitable on Pump Fund. And there's dashboards out there showing like very few people, I think it's less than like 20% are like positive on Pump Fund. Because I mean, not only are you competing against everyone, but you're competing against devs who are just extracting from the system.
Yeah, so you're playing the most dangerous game. If you're literally gambling on meme coins, I do think that you should be conservative. The thing is, I'll just throw this out quickly. Don't have to spend a long time on it. I've said 1 million times. The gambling in crypto, it makes people treat fiat as their baseline, which is like literally 180 degrees in the opposite direction of the point. Because then they end up thinking that Bitcoin is crypto. So then they never get Bitcoin. They never get rich because Bitcoin's going up forever. The one adjustment is like if people just treated Bitcoin as the baseline, they would actually get wealthy. It seems like people are more interested in gambling and like not having a job. Clemente, you were smiling. What's so funny, dude?
No, I accidentally saw something on Twitter. It was stupid.
All right. But anyway, yeah. So like, you know,
I do agree with what you're saying, Pio.
You don't have to agree, you know, but that's the thing is like, you know, I just, it hurts me to see people being like, oh, I made $200,000 in USD. I don't have a job. I'm going to just spend this 200 grand over the next 3 years and gamble some of it away, blah, blah, blah. I'm never going to get rich. And I'm just like, dude, this is the opportunity to actually get rich. You can just roll the profits into the hard asset, the thing that's going to go up forever, that makes people rich, that, you know, changes your fucking life. But people are like, nah, that's just crypto. It's a gamble too, but it's just tough. It's just tough. Anyway, yeah. 10 a.m. We can wrap.
All right, thanks everybody. Great episode of the show today. Thank you all for joining me. Thank you all for watching our show. You can catch our podcast Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. Eastern time. Catch us on all major podcasting platforms, Spotify, Apple. Watch us back on YouTube. See what we're showing on the screen. Watch us all discuss in beautiful 4K. Have a great day. Enjoy your Tuesday. We'll see you tomorrow.